Welcome back to the news at 10, making steady progress as we move on to sports stories with Kayode Alayode.
Welcome to Sports News. Nigeria's team to this year's Mind Sports World Scrabble Championship has been denied entry visa to the host country, France. The team include world champion Wellington Jihire, who defeated Britain's Lewis Mackay in Australia last year in November to become the first African to win the title. And the Ikorodu United FC of Lagos has secured approval from the league management company LMC to play the remainder of its 2015-2016 home fixtures of the Nigeria Professional Football League NPFL at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. The struggling Lagos club were penalized by the LMC for crowd trouble and were directed to play their next 3 home matches in Abeokuta. Meanwhile, Nigeria's women's senior national team, Super Falcons, maintained their number 37th position in the latest FIFA World Ranking. The ranking was released by FIFA's official website today. The 7th-time African Women's Cup of Nations winners, however, remain number 1 team on the continent. And Kenya has disbanded its National Olympics Committee following the poor handling of the country's team during the Rio Olympics. The committee was alleged to have mismanaged the facilitation of athletes and the team, ranging from accommodation, travel mishaps, as well as provision of kits. Despite the problems, Kenya enjoyed its most successful Olympics outing in Rio, winning 6 gold, 6 silver and 1 bronze medal, all in track and field. And that's it on Sports News this hour. I'm Kayode Alayode. Thank you for watching.
Stories outside of Nigeria now. Zimbabwe police have fired tear gas at the opposition leaders and hundreds of demonstrators as the protests against President Robert Mugabe descended into one of the worst outbreaks of violence in 20 years. Opposition leader Morgan Tsvangirai and former Vice President Joyce Mujuru fled the rally in their cars, while protesters ran for cover as police fired tear gas and water cannons broke up the core of the demonstration. Clashes then spread through the streets of Harare as riot police fought running battles with protesters who hurled rocks at the officers, set tires ablaze and burned a popular market to the ground. And following a deal ending a 4-year government siege, civilians and rebel fighters have begun to evacuate the Syrian town of Daraya. Buses left the town close to the capital Damascus, accompanied by ambulances and Red Crescent vehicles. Rebels are due to go to the city of Idlib, while civilians will be housed in government shelters. The Syrian army encircled Daraya in the 2012, and civilians received fresh supplies only in June. According to the state media, 700 armed men and 4,000 civilians will be evacuated as part of the agreement. More stories now. Hope of finding some survivors is fading as Italy declares a state of emergency in regions worst hit by Wednesday's earthquake. Prime Minister Matteo Renzi has pledged €50 million in finding and funding some rebuilding efforts in the areas. In addition to the funds, Mr. Renzi cancelled taxes for residents and announced a new initiative called Italian Homes to tackle shoddy construction. At least 268 people are now known to have died and 400 more injured. And the main news again. Award-winning, that will be the federal government today, warned foreign missions in Nigeria against violation of rules of diplomatic communications. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Olushola, condemned the issuance of false travel advisories. Also today, the President joined other world leaders for the 6th Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Nairobi, Kenya. And Vice President Osinbajo today made a case for leadership driven by trust. Professor Osinbajo said that this as he declared open the 25th anniversary of the creation of Delta State. That's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. On behalf of the entire production team, have a splendid night rest. Good night.
This is Channels Television, celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting.